This is Michael Dermer, and I am the author of The Lonely Entrepreneur. I hope you enjoyed today's perspective.
Entrepreneurs all have our crazy stories. Here's one from The Lonely Entrepreneur.
You know, when you're the entrepreneur, you may not realize it, but everybody is always watching you all the time. You know, you're so focused on the million of different things that you need to do that sometimes you don't realize that everybody is paying attention to what you're doing. I'll always remember that, we had such challenges coming out of the financial crisis of 2008. I really knew that during that time that I had to make sure that everybody realized that we were going to make it and continue to be confident plowing forward, even though, I knew that there was lots of risk to the company at the time. And really, every single day I went in there with my head up, confident, reassuring people and plowing people forward, even though the world was collapsing around us. And on one particular day, a lot of our customers at that time were going bankrupt. And so the Wall Street Journal was littered with articles about companies not making it, not being able to pay their bills. And just coincidentally, that turned out to be a lot of our clients. But one particular client had called us a couple days earlier and said, listen, I know things are bad in the market right now and in the economy right now and what's going on, but we're going to continue our program with you guys. And so that was great, for all the people that were calling up and saying, we're going to discontinue, we don't know if we can pay our bills. We had a client that called up and said, we're going to stick with you. Well, a day later, they called us back and said, listen, we really wanted to stick with you, but things are a lot worse than we expected. We're going to have to cancel our contract. And I took a rubber baseball that I had and I just kept on my desk and I whipped it against the wall and I pounded my hand, on the desk. And I moved on. I didn't think much of it. And years later, one of my employees, when we were reflecting, her name was Kelly, when we were reflecting on those times and how we had made it through and everything, she said, you know what? The whole time we never doubted that we were going to make it because, you were so confident, you kept us moving in the right direction and you always reassured us. And you said, except for that one time, except for the one time across all those months and months and months that we heard you kind of pound your fist on the table because we knew if something could get you that upset, then we really had a lot to worry about. And it really taught me the lesson that even though you're the one that's the most focused and has the most to do, you have to always realize that every single thing you do is being watched. So even if you're not working 24 hours a day, which many of us are, you are always on stage 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
To join the Lonely Entrepreneur community and receive a free perspective of the day, visit us at lonelyentrepreneur.com/subscribe. And remember, the difference between success and failure is your perspective.